Hey everyone, I'm Brandon with GolfN, and I love the Open Championship. It's my favorite major to watch for many reasons. Being able to watch players flight it in the wind, have to get out of pop bunkers, play out a gnarly rough, take a little medicine throughout the round. I just love it. And really, probably the best thing about the Open is that you can play every single course on the Open Rota. That's obviously something the Masters, US Open, and PGA can't claim. So if you have a little money and a little bit of desire to go overseas, you can absolutely play these courses. Obviously, since COVID, golf has gotten a little more expensive, and some of these courses have really gone up in price in the last few years. But nevertheless, you can still play them, and I'm going to rank them from cheapest, from £23 all the way up to £1,000. That's for the most expensive. I'm sure you can guess which one that is. But let's get to it. All right, checking in at the cheapest Open Championship venue at just £23. It's the Musselburgh Old Links in East Lothian, Scotland. I've had the chance to play Musselburgh during my time in East Lothian, and it's a lot of fun. You're playing 9 holes, pretty short inside a racetrack. Now, the best part about it is you can play with an old school wound ball with hickories through the racetrack. It's a great little afternoon once you've made one of the bigger courses like Muirfield or GolfN or North Berwick. But highly recommended. They're very welcoming. They're always so happy to show off their course. And it still actually feels a little bit off the beaten path. A lot of people skip over it to play the bigger courses. So that is really your best chance at getting a value round out of a major championship venue, really anywhere in the world. Now, the next venue and the last one under £200 is Prince's. Now, this is a venue that only held the Open one time. It's down in Sandwich in Kent County, and it's since gone to St. George's whenever the Open goes to that area. It's also been redone since World War II, so it's not too similar from what the players were playing back in that Open. But it is still got a little bit of history. You can actually play 3 venues that have hosted the Open all in that pocket. Let's go next to Carnoustie. £270 to play it. You're getting a little discount to get your butt whipped on a very, very infamously difficult golf course. It's also not necessarily the prettiest course in the Rota either. It's absolutely worth seeing how your game stacks up playing Carnoustie. You're going to write down a lot of triples during the round. It's just that difficult. The bunkers are crazy, out of bounds, hazards, all that. But even still, I would say it's worth playing, especially when you factor in all the hidden gems around Carnoustie. Now, if you really wanted to value a golf trip to Scotland, centering it in on Carnoustie and this Angus coastline, you're really going to get a lot of bang for your buck because there's some other links courses in the area, like Arbroath, Panmure, even Downfield's one of my favorite parklands over there. It's a really unsung destination. Oh, Monteith too. Monteith's outstanding. So keep this in mind if you're really looking for a budget trip that still factors in some Open Championship golf. Next up, Royal Cinque Ports. This is in Kent County, outside England. It hasn't hosted the Open Championship in a very, very long time. And then after Cinque Ports, Prestwick. This is the original home of the Open. It's right next to Royal Troon. Obviously, Royal Troon is bigger and hosts it now whenever it's in this part of Ayrshire. But Prestwick, really one of the kind of goofiest links courses you're going to play in Scotland with blind shots, really quirky that kind of dunes and bunkering. A lot of fun. And also, it's worth mentioning, this is one of those courses where they'll offer a day ticket. So you can play 36 for the whole day for not a whole lot more than the 18. You're going to end up paying, if you're paying 310 for 18, £400 gets you a full 36. So you may as well play 18 in the morning, chill out a little bit, and then go out for another loop. It's actually still a pretty short and easy course to walk. 36 when in Scotland, when the weather's so nice over there, not too humid. The courses are generally pretty compact and easy to walk. 36 is not a problem for most. And just a few miles away from Cinque Ports in Kent County is St. George's. Now, this is still on the Open Rota. They want 330 to play here. So, they're getting a lot of Londoners coming out. But combined, you can play 2 Open Championship courses in Kent County. Now, some may be surprised to see our next course here, St. Andrews, at £340 right now. It is really in the middle of the pack, almost and actually the cheaper section of this list, despite the widespread popularity and the fact that it's one of the most popular courses you can play. But they try to keep their green fees relatively reasonable compared to the competition. And so at 340, an absolute steal. Now, getting that £340 rate is a whole nother discussion. You've got to either register well in advance or get lucky in the ballot. Otherwise, you're going to be paying for a golf tour who are going to jack the rates up on you pretty good for the chance to play the old course. At £350, you have 2 courses in the west of England, Royal Liverpool and Royal Lytham and St. Anne's, 2 really outstanding links courses still on the Rota in a very golf-rich section of the world in England. Absolutely outstanding links courses all up and down the railways. Next, at 365 pounds, you got Muirfield. Now, of course, Muirfield is probably known as the most exclusive of the Open Championship Rota links. You can only play it on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And last I checked, you have to have a jacket on in the clubhouse as well. So something to think about dress code wise if you're packing to play Muirfield. But another cool thing about Muirfield is you can get a day ticket too. You're looking at paying an extra about $150 for 36, and that includes afternoon foursomes. So in the morning, the club typically plays four balls, and then after lunch, you're playing four sums, which is alternate shot with a partner. So kind of a unique experience to play one of the courses that's really revered as one of the most challenging for the low handicappers in the world still today, really based on how the routing, really every shot is in a different wind direction, the way the dog legs work and the routing. So it always gets a lot of high praise from some of the best players in the world. Also at 365 is Royal Troon. This is down in Ayrshire as well, near Turnberry and Prestwick. It seems to have the best infrastructure for opens going forward, and it's had some great events in recent memory, most notably that duel between Heinrich Stenson and Phil Mickelson. Now, a unique thing about the experience here at Royal Troon is you can get a day ticket that includes the Portland course, which is a solid links right next to the main course. So there's a little bit of bang for your buck there. Next up, 370 pounds to play Royal Birkdale. This is back on the Lancashire coast. This is where Jordan Spieth had his infamous shot way, way, way right and still went on to win. This is another really highly regarded links course still in the Open Rota today. An outstanding venue. We're going to jump 50 pounds from 370 up to 420 for Royal Portrush. This is the 2025 course. Came back into the rotation in 2019 after a long hiatus, having hosted it back in the 1950s. This course was 220 pounds before 2019. It's obviously garnered a ton of attention since, and it's practically doubled in green fees. So, good for the club coffers there. They're getting a lot of attention. Obviously, one of the prettiest courses in the world, one of the most highly rated and regarded courses in the world. Of course, GolfN was able to send somebody over there earlier this spring too. So we have a lot of affection for Royal Portrush, and it's a course I've had a chance to play to, and just a sublime combination of scenery, elevation change, and shot values from start to finish. This is some of the most spectacular links you can play anywhere, and that's reflected in its world ranking, which is typically in the top 10 in the world. So maybe that 420 is actually, par for the course from a value perspective. So what is the most expensive Open Championship venue? Well, as you can guess, it would be Turnberry, Trump Turnberry's Ailsa course, which hasn't hosted the Open since Tom Watson's just brutal heartbreak against Stuart Sink. And there's been some question too on whether it can host an Open again, just based on the infrastructure there. It's a bit remote down south of Troon, so Troon seems to have the better logistics. But since 2009, Trump's of course taken over the property and has enhanced the course even more so. So even despite being known as one of the prettiest courses in all of the UK, they have added new coastal holes, some renovations to really just amp everything up even further. And perhaps that's reflected in the £1,000 morning green fee. And you can save about half that if you pay in the afternoons. Even an afternoon green fee out here is still going to be the most expensive of the Rota. A little more gettable if you don't want to pay that £1,000. But that is the top shelf creme de la creme of the Open Rota. And of course, you're staying at a five-star resort if you want to as well. Really an iconic property in the golf world. So where would I go first? I've had a chance to play about 5 or 6 of these. I've also attended a few of the Opens as well. As media, it's really hard to beat St. Andrews. I would start there just because it is the birthplace. But you're just going to have to be on it in terms of registering for a tee time or applying for a tee time at the proper time each fall. But you also can't beat Portrush as an anchor to the Northern Ireland Golf Tour. Outside St. Andrews, I think that might be the best golf tour in the world when you factor in Royal County Down, Port Stewart nearby, and then some of the very spectacular golf courses like Ballyliffin, Carn, Rossapina, all in Ireland's northwest. So truthfully, you really can't go wrong. Each part of the UK has outstanding and slightly different links clubs to play. I would say do it at least once in your lifetime. It's an absolute joy to play links courses. But I'll also mention, if you want to play nothing but Open Championship venues, I think you're wasting your money. I think you should try to play 1 or 2 on the golf trip and then make the rest of the links more hidden gems, because those courses are typically more fun for your mid-handicappers. They just don't have the parking or the back tee boxes or the space to host giant tournaments. In many cases, courses near the Open Championship venue might even be better for you. So something to think about as you book those golf tours to the UK. in the future. So there's your list: 13 venues on the Open Rota from 23 pounds all the way up to 1,000. Let me know which one's your favorite or which one you want to play in the comments below. And of course, all of these courses can be played on the GolfN app, so you can actually make a little money back when you're paying to play these courses using GolfN, earning points, stacking those points for golf rewards. If you have more travel questions, be sure to drop them in the comments below and we can answer them on a future mailbag or travel segment. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.